सदाशिवसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि आदिशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Fundamentally, I will answer some of the few main thought currents. One, we are very new, first time coming. Will the initiation work on us? Understand, I tell you, even if you think you know me, it is nothing but celebrity judging. See, there is something called celebrity judging. Means an actor or actress or a politician. First, when you look, you decide to judge him quickly because you feel very empowered when you can judge people, when you can vote for them or against them. It is such an ego boost. Whoever you may be, I will take a stand about you. That is such a strong ego boost. Understand, listen carefully. All of us operate from that space. Whoever you may be, I will judge about you. I will decide about you, who you are, for me. That celebrity judging is only the attitude, that is the only that much knowledge you have about me, even if you think you know me for 20 years. Understand, to drive these celebrity judging people crazy, only all this throne. No, really. This celebrity judging attitude need to be broken. Only then you will sit and decide to learn. Bhagavad Gita very clearly says, Tat viddhi pranipadena pariprasnena sevaya. Go with the attitude of listening, learning, serving, being part. Then you will feel this throne is actually celebrating you. You know, when you go with the attitude of listening, this throne, you will feel as if you have been revered, rewarded, respected. Wow. If not for our Swamiji, for what the throne? Understand, when you go with the mood to receive, everything is there, you will feel honoring you. When you go with the mood of that celebrity judging, even if you are there around me for 20 years, it is useless. Do not worry, you are new. Do not worry, you are coming for first time. I tell you, even those so-called people who are around me for years or who knows me for years, all they know about me is only this level of celebrity judging, nothing more. So don't worry, you are new. The whole science is designed for everyone. One beauty of Hinduism is it does not demand faith. It does not demand belief. It's an integrity-based sampradaya, not faith-based sampradaya. Understand, I should tell you guys this story. It's a real story. Sometimes some stories happen in many masters' life. In my life this happened. I have actually read about this similar kind of stories happening in some other Puranas and devotee stories, devotees' lives. In my life this happened. I was traveling in Madhya Pradesh. I did Narmada Parikrama. Walked around the Narmada. It was such beautiful experience. It took 9.5 months. And a remote village. It was evening. So I just decided to rest under a tree. I saw the tree was, they applied that turmeric, vermilion and all that. How traditionally in villages we worship the trees. It's not only worship, it is protecting the tree from termites. If you put the turmeric and vermilion, there won't be any termites. That's the best termite treatment. Organic anti-termite treatment. So the tree was full of turmeric and vermilion, and there was a deity. Of course, that time I did not know it was a deity. It was stone with applied on turmeric and vermilion and all that. I was so tired walking. Sometimes I used to walk 40 kilometers a day. And so tired, I did not actually put my head on the deity. I only, in the side I was putting my head, but somehow during the sleep I rolled and my head fell on the deity. It was not actually evening. It was little, maybe mid-noon and little later part of the mid-noon. I do not know the time because I didn't have a watch and all, but it was full sunshine burning. Not yet settled. Maybe in half an hour, one farmer, agriculture, he was running and coming and screaming at me. You don't know you are putting your head on my Kuldevata? I woke up and apologized to him and said, sorry, really sorry that I did not mean to disrespect you or your Devata anyway. And I bowed down and he became calm, cool. I asked him, how did you know? He said, in my room, he was sleeping in his house, which is at least 2 or 3 kilometers away. The deity appeared and said, come. And he showed what is going on here. The deity did not say he was offended or disturbed. He just showed the picture, scene. And he ran from there and came. And such strong feeling connection. So I was staying in that village for a few more days. This is not climax. Listen to the climax. Few foreigners are also coming there like a tourism. There was a resort, and from the resort people were walking and coming there. That local guide, that villager, knows the incident happened because one day before I shared this incident to him, that local villager, who is a tour guide. I told like this it happened, and that landowner and for whom this deity is a Kuladevata, he came rushing. He has so much a feeling connection with this Kuladevata and all that. I praised that farmer, that agriculture. So this guy, the local guide, when he brought those Westerners, I was also sitting in one corner of that corner, and he told that story and introduced me. Like this Swami only was here and this happened. And they asked me, I said, yes, it is true. Then they wanted to meet that farmer, that villager. This guide went and brought that villager. He also narrated the story and everything. Actually, the story was true, that those foreigners were really overwhelmed, shocked and overwhelmed, surprised and whatnot. They asked that local guide to ask that villager, will he give the deity to them? Naturally, I was very sure he will not give. Villager said, no way. Then those foreigners said, no, we will give 50,000 rupee. I was damn sure that the villager will get angry, that farmer, that owner will get angry and shout at them and scream and drive them out. To my shock, he agreed. He agreed. I could not do anything. I just kept quiet. He took 50,000 rupee, gave that deity, everything was settled and they went away. But I could not handle. I went and asked him, how can you sell your Kuladevata for 50,000 rupee? He laughed and said, what is this? You are a Swami. What I sold is only the stone. Now I will put the deity and install my Kuladevata. I am installing the Kuladevata. I will build a temple. With this money I will build a temple. See the kind of understanding. I was shocked. Oh God, what a pure Advaitic understanding. He says, when I bow down, this is my Kuladevata, and maintain my integrity. Kuladevata is there, I experience feeling connection, oneness. Even an ordinary villager knows we are not faith-based, we are integrity-based tradition. Understand? Integrity means, faith means belief. All of you know that. Sentiment, emotion. It may be even sacred, but sentiment, emotion. That's a faith and belief. Hinduism is not established on those sentiments and emotion. It is established on Jnana Varishta Bhakti. Integrity, knowledge-based bhakti. Even he knows he can install the Kuladevata in any other stone. But for that foreigner, because he heard the story, only this stone is divine. I was shocked. Oh God, what a clarity. The villager actually gave me a satsang on Advait. No, really. He explained so beautifully. Maharaji, in Maharashtra, all sadhus are called Maharaji. In Gujarat, Babaji. In the upper part of the UP, Dadaji. These are the different words used for towards sannyasis. Understand, the cream of the society is Sannyas Sampradaya. Visionaries of the society is Hindu Sannyas Sampradaya. Hindu sannyasis, understand, Rameshwaram to Amarnath, the same mantra is chanted morning. The same thought current is there. It is just because of Parivrajaka sannyasis and the thought current they spread and maintain. Even now there are enough of records. Kashmiri Saivite Shivacharyas were brought and made to become priests in many of the South Indian temples, and many of the South Indian Brahmins and Karnataka Shivacharyas were taken to Kedarnath and installed as a temple priest. That is the way we kept the nation connected. That was our diplomacy with the 54 deshas. The Akhanda Bharat is a 54 desha. Gandhara to Gandhara. Gandhar, the Gandhari's place. And Gadaram. Gadaram, there is another one, Gandhar. Gadaram is the Malaysia. So, all the 54 deshas, this is the way, this was our diplomacy. I was shocked the way this villager taught me Advaita. The statement he made, Maharaji, for that foreigner, because he know this incident, this is only deity for him. But for me, I can put another one stone and bow down and do puja. That will become my Kuladevata. I know the science of infusing God into stone. With this money, I will build a temple. And really, I tell you, Advaita was not thought current or idea for him. It was a lifeline for him. It was a lifeline for him. We are integrity-based sampradaya. We are integrity-based tradition, not faith-based. Understand? We are integrity-based sampradaya. So, don't worry, you are new, you are first-timer. Will the initiation work on me? Don't worry at all. Actually, if you are old only, you need to drop your celebrity judging attitudes. New, you will not have a problem. You will not have much problem if you are new. Vedas are the pure science in Hinduism. Agamas are applied technology. To practice applied technology, the faith on pure science is not a prerequisite. Listen. Faith on pure science is not a prerequisite to practice the applied science. You only need integrity to applied science. For example, if I give an instruction, yes, sit straight, decide to come to completion, and chant this mantra intensely to reverberate in your being, you just need to be integrated to those applied technology. That's all. The beauty of Hinduism is faith is not demanded as a prerequisite for you to experience applied technology, applied science. See, fundamentally, this power is a evolved level of the earlier two initiations. Let me clear. Mahadeva, Sadashiva, calls this set of initiation as Putam. I was explaining, you see, actually, the science I received from Arunagiri Yogeshwara. So as I was explaining to him, see, the healing power grows from Anandagandha Chakra. Body scanning power grows from third eye. When the two are growing, I spin it like how we make jata. The hair, how we make patterns in the jata. Like that, when the two powers grow in these two intra-organ, listen, not internal organ, intra-organ, the two are connected and the third power is generated. So this set of powers initiation is called Putam or Sputam. But that word and this initiation was not exactly matching. I was not able to derive how this process, why this process has been named by Mahadeva as the set of initiations of Putam. Putam means it is how we put in Siddha tradition, there is a process called putting the cow dung cake without burning, just keeping the whole thing in heat. For that the word Putam is used, and also evolving one with another one. Like in mantra chanting, if 2-3 mantras are stitched together, that is called Putam. Then I said, yes, this is what exactly this initiation. That is why Mahadeva calls this as Putam. A set of 47 initiation, 47 powers, Sadashiva calls as Putam. Means the various other powers which grows from other intra-organs, he connects them together and takes you to the next level of power manifestation. So all the 47 initiations, I will make it available to all of you. Even if you are not already initiated into healing, Anandagandha and third eye, body scanning, today I am going to do that initiation also, and then the next level of that Putam initiation. All you need to do Continuously next few days come online at this time. See to it you are comfortably able to manifest. Understand, with initiation, Vedanta has a beautiful 3 words. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Listening, internalizing, manifesting. Understand, Nididhyasana is not practicing. Practice is a 4-letter word as per Hinduism. Only Buddhism started promoting practice. Hindus don't practice, we manifest. What is there to practice? What is there to practice? You are that. You cannot become anything which you are not. You can only manifest what you are. Nididhyasanam does not mean practice. It means settling in the eternal space. Nididhyasanam, settling in eternal space. Nididhyasanam is neither meditation nor practice. It is manifestation, manifesting. Next few days, continuously come and make sure you manifest. This becomes comfortably part of your day-to-day biomemory and muscle memory. How whole day you remember your depression? No. Whatever you do, you are so confident of your stability of depression. No, really. You are so confident, anything may leave you, but your depression is the best stable part of your life. You always go back. Whatever it is, let me come back to this. To that stable level, you need to trust your Sadashivatva. That's all, nothing else. But one good news I have is, even if it is 1,000-year-old dark room, one matchbox is enough to light it. Listen, let's have a matured conversation now. No, that, straight conversation. I'll intensely breathe Mahasadashiva's inner space into your inner space. Decide to complete with all your inabilities, past impossibilities, incompletions, everything. Just decide. Your decision is what I need, not your faith. Your decision. And once initiated, decide to manifest this power. Understand? Enriching is not marketing. With all the integrity, authenticity, manifest these powers to heal others, help others, heal yourself, help yourself. You can do body scanning on you and you can heal you. You can do body scanning on others, you can do healing on others. Do this intensely, sincerely. I am very clear. Enriching is a spiritual practice. If you are my disciple, this is Guru Vak for you. I brought these powers for my disciples. That's a matured conversation. That's it. Form the Sangha. Sangha is nothing but atmosphere, people who are supporting each other to manifest Sadashivatva and enrich and cause others' reality. Life showers on us when we share with others. Become sincere in enriching and causing. become sincere in enriching and causing, you will manifest powers, multiple powers, intensely.